Right, students, so this is part 2. We continue with the story. The thing without a name, this is part 2. Yet Popo was not a popular man in the street. They didn't think he was mad or stupid. Hat used to say, Popo too conceited, you hear? It was an unreasonable thing to say. Popo had the habit of taking a glass of rum to the pavement every morning. He never sipped the rum, but whenever he saw someone he knew, he dipped his middle finger in the rum, licked it, and then waved to the man. We could buy rum too, Hat used to say, but we don't show off like Popo. I myself never thought about it in that way, and one day I asked Popo about it. Popo said, boy, in the morning when the sun's shining and it's still cool and you just get up, it make you feel good to know that you could go out and stand up in the sun and have some rum. Popo never made any money. His wife used to go out and work, and this was easy because they had no children. Popo said, women and them like work. Man not make for work. Hat said, Popo is a man-woman, not a proper man. Popo's wife had a job as a cook in a big house near my school. She used to wait for me in the afternoons and take me to the big kitchen and give me a lot of nice things to eat. The only thing I didn't like was the way she sat and watched me while I ate. It was as though I was eating for her. She asked me to call her auntie. She introduced me to the gardener of the big house. He was a good-looking brown man and he loved his flowers. I liked the gardens he looked after. The flower beds were always black and wet, and the grass green and damp and always cut. Sometimes he let me water the flower beds, and he used to gather the cut grass in little bags which he gave me to take home to my mother. Grass was good for the hens. One day, I missed Popo's wife. She wasn't waiting for me. Next morning, I didn't see Popo dipping his finger in the glass of rum on the pavement. And that evening, I didn't see Popo's wife. I found Popo sad in his workshop. He was sitting on a plank and twisting a bit of shaving around his fingers. Popo said, your auntie gone, boy. Where, Mr. Popo? Ha, boy. That's the question. And he pulled himself up there. Popo found himself then a popular man. The news got around very quickly, and when Edo said one day, I wonder what happened to Popo, like he got no more rum. Hat jumped up and almost cuffed him, and then all the men began to gather in Popo's workshop. And they would talk about cricket and football and pictures, everything except women, just to try to cheer Popo up. Popo's workshop no longer sounded with hammering and sawing. The sawdust no longer smelled fresh and became black almost like dirt. Popo began drinking a lot, and I didn't like him when he was drunk. He smelled of rum and he used to cry and then grow angry and want to beat up everybody. That made him an accepted member of the gang. Hat said, we was wrong about Popo. He is a man, just like any of we. Popo liked the new companionship. He was at heart a loquacious man, and always wanted to be friendly with the men of the street, and he was always surprised that he was not liked. So it looked as though he had got what he wanted. But Popo was not really happy. The friendship had come a little too late, and he found he didn't like it as much as he'd expected. Had tried to get Popo interested in other women, but Popo wasn't interested. Popo didn't think I was too young to be told anything. Boy, when you grow as old as me, he said once, you find that you don't care for the things you thought you would have liked if you could have afford them. That was his way of talking in riddles. Okay, so we're going to stop it there and then go on to part 3.